Favor can be seen as an undeserved gesture or act of kindness from a higher authority or person. God cannot be questioned. He is God, and we can't comprehend his acts or ways. Whatever he does is just and good. He is God that sees the end from the beginning. He knows the perfect order for everything. God's favor can also be seen as his divine kindness, his acts of compassion or benevolence. When God shows you favor, you do what ordinarily seems impossible, hard, or unexplainable. The favor of God empowers a man to achieve an uncommon feast. It makes you obtain kindness from people. What have you been praying and expecting to happen? What are you looking for that defers human effort? What are you expecting that everyone is saying it is not possible except you have someone? When God's favor is assessed, it would come your way and men would wonder how it happened. Favor grants you access into realms of impossibility and wonders. Favor distinguishes your result from that of others. A man favored by God would do exploits. The book of Luke shows us what happens when God shifts things to favor you. There was a couple of the priestly family. They had no children of their own. They were also advanced in age, and it looked as though they were forgotten by God. Then the story changed. God decided to shift things to their favor and made them worthy to be the parent of the forerunner of Jesus. In that same chapter, a virgin was visited. The striking issue here is that we know she wasn't the only virgin in the land of Israel, but God decided to shift things to favor her, and the greeting of Angel Gabriel confirmed the assertion of favor. Luke 1, verse 26 through 30. The favor of God qualifies that person who men think is unqualified. What is that you have applied and it seems humanly impossible? Have you applied for a job, contract, bid, or proposal, and you have been told that only those that have an insider would get the job? Permit me to rebuke that voice or noise. It is time to call on God that shows favor. It is time to access his mercy. Such was the case of Esther. She was a slave in a foreign land, living with her uncle Mordecai. The queen then disobeyed the king, and she was removed as queen, and there was a need to have another queen to replace her. Esther was not to be considered in line for those to be queen because she was a slave, probably from a poor home, might not be as beautiful as those from a wealthy home, probably not academically qualified or intelligent as the other, but she found favor from all that looked upon her, and she was made queen. Esther 2, verse 15 through 18. You don't have to seek approval or favor from men. All you need to do is to seek God's face, that he may show you mercy and shift things to your favor. You are his child, and you have every right to call unto him to show your favor, because he said in Romans 9, verse 14 through 16, What shall we say then? Is there injustice with God? Certainly not. 15. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whomever I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whomever I have compassion. 16. So then God's choice is not dependent on human will, nor on human effort, the totality of human striving, but on God who shows mercy to whomever he shows. It is his sovereign gift. He shows his mercy and favor upon who he wishes to show it to. He shifts things to favor who he wants to be favored. Have you called unto him to show you his favor? Have you cried out to him to will things and shift them to favor you? That job, contract, or bid you are waiting to be selected for, have you called on him to favor you? Put the organization under pressure till you are selected. He is ever ready to do it, but you just have to call on him. Joseph found such favor with God. It is not normal for someone to be taken from prison without a campaign, without knowing anyone, and made prime minister. Such was the account of Joseph. Things had been bad and negative on his side. The brothers, out of hatred, sold him to slavery, as if things would be normal and fine. The wife of his master cast eye on him, and when he refused, she lied and had him sent to prison. It now looked like he was forgotten, but unknowingly it was God that was shifting things to favor him. The Lord made the king dream a dream that made him confused. He has even forgotten his dream and needed someone to tell him and the meaning. It was time for Joseph to be sorted, and when he came, God gave him the interpretation, and he was made prime minister just coming out from the prison. When God favors you, your gift would be sorted for by men. It doesn't matter where you are or where they have hidden you. The favor of God would cause men to look for you, and what you have would be needed. What you carry would be the solution to a problem they are facing. That is what happens when God shifts things to your favor. David was another man who found favor before God, and things shifted to his favor. God himself spoke through his servant Samuel in 1 Samuel 13, verse 14. But now your kingdom shall not endure. The Lord has sought out for himself a man, David, after his own heart, and the Lord has appointed him as a leader and ruler over his people, because you have not obeyed what the Lord commanded you. He was not from the kingly family, but because God favored him, things turned for his good. He was sought for to come and play an instrument when evil spirits tormented King Saul, and from there God himself enlisted in the army. God used him to win battles, which also attracted jealousy and hatred even from the king. God later made him king to rule instead of the family of Saul. That is what the favor of God does. When he favors you, things begin to happen to your good. Men would see it as magic or unbelievable, but that is the favor of God shifting things to you. It doesn't matter how battered and shattered you are. It doesn't matter how long you have toiled, remained stagnant, or suffered. It is time to make a demand for the mercy and favor of God. It is time to call upon him to look upon you and show you mercy from his throne. It is time for him to favor you. The time to favor Zion has come. Your time of lifting is here. Psalm 102, verse 13. You will arise and have compassion on Zion, for it is time to be gracious and show favor to her. Yes, the appointed time, the moment designated has come. It is time to favor you. It is time for God to shift things to your favor, but it is your responsibility to draw his hand. It is your task to remind him. It is in your place to plead your case, because he is waiting and listening to what you would say, and to deploy angels to attend to your desires. Rise now and call on him, so that his favor would cause you to do wonders and exploit.